And welcome back to Creekside High School for the Midwest Georgia Game of the Week. We've got Mays taking on Creekside down here tonight. And this is a big game in region play. It's a big game potentially in the state. And Mays and Creekside, both two of the three teams that come into here undefeated in region play, Chris. And when you look at this thing, of course, South Paulding, the other one, and this is the first of that trifecta. And, of course, Alexander still with a lot to be said about that. They take on Langston Hughes tonight as well. But you kind of got five teams separating themselves from the rest of the region when you look at the standings right there with Mays, South Paulding, Creekside, Alexander right behind them. Douglas County trying to keep pace. They get Tri-Cities, who did not make the graphic tonight. We couldn't quite fit the eighth team on there, and they sit with no wins in region play as well. So big region. We know a lot more about this one than most of them in the state.
Well, I mean, when you look at these teams, both of them have done excellent jobs at running the ball. I mean, they move the ball, I think, better than any teams in this region. I mean, Mays just a little bit behind Creekside on moving the ball. But, I mean, their wins speak for themselves. Huge wins from both of them, and some in some close games pulling out.
Well, and you look at South Paulding, they're kind of the other side of the coin. They like to sling it all over the ball field with those big wide receivers and a senior quarterback. So a little contrast in style. It's going to be a lot of fun as this goes down the stretch. Like we said, Alexander, Douglas County right in there. And the reality is you look at this, and while Mays, South Paulding, and Creekside all sit in great shape, Alexander really in just as good a shape. Only the 7-point loss to South Paulding really has got them behind the eight ball.
Could really be there. I mean, could really be there. I mean, when this thing goes an interesting way, Alexander's right there.
Yep, no doubt about it. And you got the situation where South Paulding already has victories over Alexander and Douglas County. As we'll take a break for the national anthem here. And welcome back to Creekside. Wonderful rendition of the national anthem there as that beautiful sunset sets behind the trees over there. You got a glimpse of that as we came on air, and it's a beautiful night for high school football. We finally have some football weather. Last week was nice. This week's even better. 2 weeks ago, we were about to melt up here.
That's right.
So we'll take it. It's a wonderful night if you're a spectator to come out and see a ball game. Great crowd from Creekside already in here tonight. The folks from Mays filing in across the way. And this is what high school football is all about with 4 weeks left to go in the season. Of course, we talked about that Douglas County getting Tri-Cities tonight. Our big game over on Stream City Radio for the South Fulton, and then Douglas County is going to be that Alexander Langston Hughes group, and that ought to be a great one tonight. Langston Hughes kind of their last gasp if they want to keep
this is a last-ditch effort for Langston Hughes.
And Alexander needing to keep pace with that front group. So that's a big game over in Peachtree City. We also have a big one, the Battle of the Bubble with McIntosh and Stars Mill.
That's right.
Stars Mill right now right behind Riverdale.
That's right.
Maybe a lot of people might be surprised by that Riverdale group, but, you know, they kind of got our attention when they went out to Carrollton a couple weeks ago and really should have won that ball game out of Carrollton.
They made some noise.
And came up empty. That's their only loss of the season. So that's going to be a big ball game when Stars Mill and Riverdale square off. But McIntosh, another one of those teams in that region, you got to win the right ball games. A win tonight would be a huge step towards
everybody's on this game tonight. I mean, this is the one that really sets what happens for the rest of the season right here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then, of course, we've got the two, East Coweta and Noonan, both on air as well tonight as they head north into Cobb County. And you like Noonan's chances. They're taking on Campbell, a team that's never beaten Noonan. They're 9-0 all time against them and struggling. They don't have a win on the season. But you can't just roll the helmets out there. You got to go up there and play ball. And you know Chip Walker won't let that happen.
Yeah, he wants to get a win.
And then, of course, East Coweta looking to rebound after a heartbreaker last week, a 2-point loss to Westlake, and could have put them right in the hunt for that top spot. Of course, they're not out of it. They're only one game into region play, but that would have been a huge one to get. So all those ball games on air tonight, it's football season.
And it feels like it for once. We're playing in football time.
It absolutely does feel like it for a change as the teams file off for their last-minute prep before the ball game here tonight. And I'll tell you what, why don't we take a quick commercial break? We'll come back with more from here at Creekside High School on a beautiful fall evening.
Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving Midwest Georgia, offers deck restoration services plus much more. A 5-star rated company, certified in wood restoration, can restore your deck to its original beauty. Save your wood and save your money. Free consultations and affordable maintenance plans available. Call Shane today at 770-616-1787 or visit them online at magicwanddeckrestoration.net.
Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here in Noonan, Georgia. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw baked or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Since 1981, Southside Wrecker Service has provided Coweta County and the South Metro area with reliable towing, recovery, and roadside assistance services. Next time you need a tow, call their friendly and professional staff of well-trained operators featuring a fleet of modern equipment for light and heavy-duty towing and equipment transport. Georgia DOT certified, available 24/7. Call them at 770-964-8220 or visit them online at southsidewreckers.com. Southside Wrecker Service. We get you there.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
AJ Watt.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man.
Yeah.
What's the dream? My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 3150 Gulf Ridge Boulevard, Suite 201 today.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
And welcome back to Creekside High School as we're about 4.5 minutes away from getting it on here as you see the Tribe ready to run through their banner down here at Arrowhead Stadium. And this ought to be a great one tonight. Two teams that absolutely want to run the ball They're going to grind it out, kind of the college equivalent of what we're going to see up at Georgia State on Saturday night as Army comes in.
Eighth rushing attack versus the 10th rushing attack. I mean, this is what these teams do. Tyler Nelson on May's side of the ball, and Tyree Nelson on May's side of the ball, and Tyler Malone on Creekside side of the ball. These guys run 200 yards a night easy.
Yeah, and we saw Mays just a couple weeks ago up at Georgia State taking on New Manchester. A game that ended up being surprisingly close. When you look at some of the common opponents, Creekside's had a little easier time with some of them, but don't read too much into that. You start comparing scores, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
Mays does give up more yards than Creekside if you look at their defense. So, I mean, Creekside's running away a little bit more. Mays does stay in it. It'd be interesting what they do in the first half especially in the first quarter. Mays has not been just jumping out and scoring points left and right in the first quarter, where Creekside tends to stay consistent. I'd like to see what Mays does right through the opening.
Well, and one thing we do know about this, Creekside lives with the big plays. They hit them all the time. And one thing they're going to do on defense is they're going to blitz you until you can't see straight.
Yeah, they do. And, I mean, Mays has an
and as you look out there at the coin toss as we get ready to get things started here tonight, of course, Creekside in their home garnet and Mays in the white road jerseys. And this is the kind of game you hope for this time of year. You get a couple top squads going at it with a ton on the line, and we've got big games next week. Well, actually, the radio side will be back here again next week as Douglas County comes in. Just another big game. And we talk about this region, how difficult it is. There's just really no week off. You've got some teams that haven't won a lot of ball games at the bottom of this thing, but if you put them in a different region, it'd be a completely different story.
Yeah, these guys, this is the SEC of high school football right now for me. I mean, this top four. Just, you know, it's like young eats its young right here. I mean, they just one after another. You better come ready to play.
Yep.
My eyes are on Tyson McGay's number one. I mean, linebacker who just makes plays all over the field. This guy's highlight film is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and it ought to be some more of them tonight. We had some big-time highlights. They had, actually, when we were down here for the Northgate game, a couple pick sixes for this Creekside defense. They'll score on you as well. And, you know, this is one of those where you don't want to fall behind. You can get in trouble in a hurry in a ball game like this. Creekside will receive to start the ball game. It's just about time for toe to meet leather here in Midwest Georgia. As get ready to see the teams run through the banners here. I tell you what, we're pretty close to capacity crowd over here, Chris, on the home side, and still got them filing in across the way over there from Mays.
This is back towel.
Yep. Yep, this ought to be a whole lot of fun as the Creekside band gets revved up over here off to our right-hand side. Here come the Mays Raiders onto the field. Coach Battle's group. Not a ton of teams in the state of Georgia rock that Carolina blue, that light blue.
Yeah, they don't.
And here comes Creekside marching through the banner, and they break loose. You hear that home crowd roar. And people forget it has not been that many years ago this Creekside squad brought a state championship home. And, you know, a lot of people from around the state really didn't give them much of a chance against Tucker in the state championship. And they came out and absolutely took care of business. And that ball game ended up not even being close.
It was ugly.
Unless you're a Creekside fan.
Unless you're a Creekside fan, that's right. It was pretty,
then it was a
nice.
thing of beauty.
It's pretty nice.
So, you know, it's that typical south of I-20. You just don't get the as much coverage, which leads to not as much respect. One of the reasons we love coming down here and doing these ball games.
One of these two teams easily could be in the hunt come the end of the season. I mean,
yep. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. When you look at 6A, this is as good a region as you're going to find around the state. There's some other really good ones, but this one, top to bottom, is really tough. You have legitimately 5 or 6 legitimate high school playoff teams coming out of this region every year. And really a little bit more separation this year than in most. Most years you got maybe 1 or 2 teams not really in the hunt. You got 5 teams really trying to run away with this thing here with about 4 weeks left to play in the season. As you see, Mays getting ready to kick things off here. And we already have a number that is not on our roster. There you go. There's a kick, it's off, and will be short enough to return. Up to the 20, he's got some room. He breaks through the group, and he may be gone. And somebody catches him from behind. Wow, what a return to get things started for Creekside as they take it up past the 50-yard line, and we'll have great field position. You see the replay.
Great movement from Terrell Miller.
Coming up the far side, and man, just if he doesn't get him, it's nothing but him and the kicker. Although I will say this, that was a big kicker. So I'll give him a better than average shot of making a tackle. He looks like a football player. Not always the case when the kickers come out there. Yeah, Creekside will start off on there. Well, they got the ball sitting right on midfield. Wow, and drop back and sling it deep, and he's got a man off his hands. White had a step, just couldn't bring it in. Watch this replay. Gets a hand on it, but just can't pull it in. What a way to open it up. We talked about the pregame. Run. What do they do? They sling it down the a little self-scouting.
I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I think they would call that self-scouting there by Creekside. Right. What are our tendencies? Let's go the other way, and that's what they did. That sets up a 2nd and 10 from midfield for the Seminoles. The hand of the tailback. He's going to take it off to the near side. He's got room to run. He's going to be tripped up as he crosses the 35. They'll mark him down on the 32-yard line. That'll be a Creekside first down.
That's going to be a story of this game, really. What can Mays do to stop Malone? I mean, he's just boom.
Yep. That's just nothing but pure speed right there. Once he hit that corner.
Foot in the ground and went north.
And that's what you really want to see out of these running backs is that indecision will kill you at this level. Going to go back to Malone. Nowhere to go, and he's going to be dragged down the backfield. Yeah. Nice job by Cameron there on the tackle. Takes that long look over to get his instructions from the sideline. And go hit the little screen pass out into the flat and break a couple tackles and drag a man and be down inside the 30-yard line. That's going to make it a 3rd and manageable now for Creekside. That's a nice play to swing it out there to White. Penny will be in the shotgun pretty much all night long. There's a loose ball. He's going to have to fall on a wise decision as the white jerseys.
Good job getting on top of it.
Yeah, too many white jerseys in the backfield. So we'll see what Creekside decides to do. Probably going to try and pin them back with a punt. I would guess that's out of the kicker's range. Senior quarterback showing his seasoning there. That's a less experienced quarterback might try and pick that up, and it turns into
Try to do
disaster.
something with it, that's right.
Snapper's a punt, and he's trying to hit that coffin corner. Going to be taken on the run, and they're going to trip him up at the 20-yard line. I tell you what, there for a minute, he had all kinds of green grass. Nice open field tackle there as they get a hand on him, knock him down. For a minute, you thought Drake might be off to the races.
Yeah, he had some room. He had some room.
Well, we'll see Mays' offense for the first time. As Drew Banks will be in the shotgun as well. Don't see a lot of guys under the center these days unless they're running an option offense. And here comes the pressure. Banks going to get rid of it quickly. Nowhere to. He didn't have any time. Untouched from the corner. Linebacker came in.
And Creekside's going to have their hands full with this offensive line from Mays, too. We got some big guys in here.
Yeah, the biggest thing for Mays is going to be picking up that blitz because Creekside pretty much pins their ears back. They got somebody coming just about every snap. Yeah, that's a full-grown man right there in the middle of the screen. Bivens is 6'6", 315.
Dimitri and B.J. Bivens are huge, huge guys.
Yeah, that's almost not fair at the high school level. So Banks back in the shotgun with the empty backfield this time. And we got a flag. I got a sneaking suspicion we may have a delay of game here. Or I don't know. He's counting over there. Picked the flag up. He thought he had 12. You don't think he'll catch a little crap about that from the other officials, do you? Hey, at least he picked the flag up and got it right. And they got pressure coming at Banks again. He's going to step away from it. They're going to drag him down for about a 1-yard loss. They just keep coming. You don't get a break from this group. Here we go on the replay. Had two of them coming. It's actually somebody not on the blitz that ends up making the sack.
Franks does a great job of getting there. Just great eye for the ball.
So that's going to set up a 3rd and 11 now for Mays as they look to convert a first down here. Otherwise, Creekside is going to get it back in good field position. Here they come again. It's going to hit a man over the middle and drag him down immediately, and that's what you got to do. You got to be able to tackle one-on-one if you're going to blitz like that. Nice job to drag down Gogger for a very small gain.
Great open field tackle.
So we'll see the Mays punter come out and try and flip the field. He's got some work to do, though. There's a punt. It's a fairly nice one. We're going to come down and take a Mays roll. He did a good job with that one. Going to be back down inside the 35-yard line. And they'll scrimmage from their own 34. As they couldn't do anything with the ball here on their first possession. Creekside, of course, they see head man for Creekside. Coach Dixon, of course, doing a great job down here in the short time he's been the head man. The man in motion, there's that little screen pass again. Nice block on the perimeter, and they're going to drag him down after about a 3-yard gain. Smith made the most out of it. I believe that's Coach Battle across the way. And he puts a man in motion. Gonna hand it off to him. Of course, that it counts as a pass. And they're going to drag down. I think he might have lost a yard on that. And we've got a flag over here. And it's going to be a sideline warning on Creekside. So no penalty, but there goes your grace. Coach Dixon was not real pleased.
I think he didn't like the timing of the hit.
Down to 7 minutes here. And going to dump it off. He's got some room to work. Spins off one man. They drop him just short of the first down. It's going to be fourth and a long one. My guess is we'll see what they do. Looks like they're going to punt it back to him. Nice spin move by Smith, but good open field defense coming from the Mays Raiders there to shut him down short of the first down.
Both defenses playing real tight.
Snap and punt, and it's a little bit more of a low line drive. It'll be probably, there we go, muffed it and fell on it. That kind of had a weird spin to it when it came down. Watch that thing had a lot more spin on it than your average punt. You couldn't really pick up on it there, but that was a tough one to handle. And I want to remind everyone, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Southside Wrecker Towing, Recovery, and Roadside Assistance for South Metro area. Southside Wrecker, we get you there. Speaking of getting there, the Mays offense getting back on the field, looking for a little bit more than what they got the first time out. They're going to try and run it this way. Time, great penetration from Creekside. He's going to up losing a bunch of yards.
You were saying it earlier, the Creekside blitz, it's just there, despite the offensive line.
Well, that's it. You know, everybody talks about, you think about the blitz against the passing game, but it can be just as effective against the run game.
And there goes Tyson McGay's.
And that's going to drop him way back behind the 20-yard line now. Said these teams want to run it. Boy, that clock is just melting away, already down to 5:22. And they got him again. Wow, all the way back to the 6-yard line. And you know, he doesn't have a chance here. It's just wide open. They are not picking up the corners at all.
Not setting the edge that well on the left or the right side in that play.
Yeah, they may have to look at bringing a tight end or extra lineman in there lined up as a tight end, try and help out with that. Third and 30. There's not a lot of them in the playbook for that.
Nope. Nope.
Seems to be a little confusion for Mays as well.
And we have a flag.
Yep, delay of game is couldn't quite get it together over there. So that makes it 3rd and 35, and there's even fewer plays for that one. It's not a good thing when the quarterback's standing on his own end zone line. Going to drop back pressure coming his way. He's going to sling it deep. Nobody out there. He just, you know, it's tough to have any kind of passing game when it's 1-2 and you got to let it go. You don't even have the count of 3.
Real fast. Yeah, I mean, they haven't even set the run game the way they like. Mays would want to run the ball to set it up for the pass. And this Creekside defense led by Tyson McGaze is just all over them right now.
That they are. I want to remind our listeners, broadcast also brought to you by Van Motla and Motla Hines Real Estate Team, proud supporters of high school football. So they'll be kicking out of their own end zone. See if Creekside brings anybody here. They don't. Not super deep, nice and high, and ball's on the ground and rolling around. Creekside, I think, fell on it. They had a couple guys had a shot at it.
Flag thrown before the ball got there.
What if we're going to have? Let's watch the replay here, see if we got not really not really interference. Yeah, I'm not sure what the call here is. So got a injured player on the. Yeah, let's take another look at that replay. And the flag was on Creekside anyhow, so it was not.
Yeah. Flush with the helmet.
Yeah, that's Amari Drake down on the field right now. And why don't we take a break as they tend to the injured player. We'll be back in a moment with more from Creekside High School.
Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving Midwest Georgia, offers deck restoration services plus much more. A 5-star rated company, certified in wood restoration, can restore your deck to its original beauty. Save your wood and save your money. Free consultations and affordable maintenance plans available. Call Shane today at 770-616-1787 or visit them online at magicwanddeckrestoration.net.
To Creekside High School as Drake is off the field. Looks like he almost had the wind knocked out of him. Creekside with great field position again. This will be the second time they've started either on the 50 or inside Mays territory. First drive stalled after a bad snap. And now the officials get together. See what this is all about. We're ready to play ball again. Penny's going to hand it off. Going to bounce it back outside. He's got some room around the corner. Nice block by the wide receiver. They're going to drag him down after about 7 yards, knocked him out of bounds. And he just hit those jets again, did Malone. And it's going to set up a second short.
Malone's just so good at adjusting. You see this highlight, really does this all the time. Just moves around, cuts. He's so fast.
And you're really starting to see one of the things that's going to make this Creekside team so dangerous down the road is what we've seen out of this defense so far. They are going to be a lot to handle as they move forward through the remainder of this season. Drop back and heave one deep. He's got a man. He split the defenders. Did he come up with it? Now waiting for the official sign, but I don't see how that's not a touchdown. Wow. Touchdown, Creekside. What a play as he just split the two defenders.
What a throw. What a throw. Great protection from the offensive line. Really gave him the space, the time he needed to step up into the pocket.
And there it is, Delaney splitting the defenders, and way he holds up for it. That is a great adjustment there.
Unbelievable.
Because it was a little underthrown, but when he was able to hold up, that's tough to do when you're bracketed by two white jerseys. Yeah. Bad snap. They're going to try and run it in. It's going to be dragged down. No real shot there.
No.
We'll take a break with your score 6-0 Creekside. Back in a moment with more Southland Sports Midwest Georgia Game of the Week.
Since 1981, Southside Wrecker Service has provided Coweta County and the South Metro area with reliable towing, recovery, and roadside assistance services. Next time you need a tow, call their friendly and professional staff of well-trained operators featuring a fleet of modern equipment for light and heavy-duty towing and equipment transport. Georgia DOT certified, available 24/7. Call them at 770-964-8220 or visit them online at southsiderecords.com. Southside Wrecker Service. We get you there.
And welcome back to Creekside High School. Your score is 6-0. Seminoles, they get ready to kick it back off the Mays after the big pass. And Pinion's kick is up, and it's going to come down around the 16-yard line. It'll be returnable. And nice job of staying in their lanes by that Creekside kick team.
Great special teams coverage from Creekside.
Cowart Jr. on the tackle there for the Seminoles.
You got to want to see Mays get Tyree Nelson going.
Yeah, it's right now, the biggest thing is they're going to have to find a way to pick up this blitz.
Yeah, I mean, that offensive line should be able to do some work against them, but right now they're just not getting anything.
You know, one thing you might try is just running right at it. Here they come, more penetration. They're going to drag him down once again. Little or no gain. Might actually be a loss of a yard.
Just fantastic work from Creekside on the blitz. It's just getting the A gap perfectly.
It's tough when you barely get the ball before you're dealing with a defender. And the thing is, it's somebody different every play. You don't know where they're coming from. You'll roll him out, try and get him away from some of that pressure. Bought him some time. Oh, what a hit.
What a hit.
Yeah, he came crashing in there and knocked it loose. Nice job by Delaney.
It's another player they want to get going is number 11, Zaire Thornton. Zaire's had a great game this season. He hasn't been as involved in the play scheme that Mays has had since, but he can get some yards. He can score you some points.
And right now you're dealing with a 3rd and 10 and no first downs yet for Mays in the ball game. They got to find a way to get some offense going, although I did like them rolling the quarterback out. It gave Banks a little bit of time to operate that time. Here they come again. Banks dropping back. Pocket holds up. He's going to take it and run himself. And they looked like they had a spy on him that time as he just came up and dragged him down quickly. I think that's Franks.
Yeah, but that's a good work by the offensive line from Mays. I mean, they've been really getting blitzed heavily, and they gave Andrew finally some room to start to work. They just need to start moving the ball.
That's it. You end up with a 4th and 4. Still no first down, but you saw some signs of life for the first time. Maybe
Saw
all
that
night.
they were picking it up. They were seeing which way they were going.
And the good part is your defense has kept you in this ball game enough to where you're not in some huge hole as you work this thing out. That's going to take a really nice roll down almost to the 20-yard line, about the 23.5, where they will scrimmage 1st and 10. And we also want to thank West Georgia Auto Transmission, located in Carrollton, Georgia. Transmission repair, oil changes, and general maintenance. Visit Daniel and his staff today for all your automotive needs. Here we get ready to go. And Creekside hitting the big pass. We've seen them do that a couple times. Not really their nature. They want to run on you. They must have seen something they really liked on film, because you've seen them go deep a couple times here early.
They're testing them. They're testing them. They know that Mays can give up yards on the run. I feel like that Creekside thinks they can get what they want on that side of the ball, so they're going to test this passing game as well.
And they're going to run it right up the middle this time, trying to bounce it out. Nice defense. They drag it down after about a 1-yard gain.
Great pressure from the defense.
And Wiggles on the tackle there. And that's, this is a huge game. Both of them undefeated. South Pauling undefeated as well, as they run that little jet sweep, and he's got some room to work around the far side. What a job, Stan.
What a job. What a great move by Trent Smith, doing the balancing act.
I'm telling you, watch this move. Talking about the grace of a gazelle right here. I don't know how in the world he didn't go out of bounds. That almost defies the laws of nature right there. I guess they're going to say he stepped out of bounds back there, because they're going to mark him at the 43-yard line. If I did that, they'd be calling the ambulance. They're going to run it right up the middle, and well defended again by Mays. And that's one thing they've decided they're not going to give up tonight, is that.
That's great pressure from on the end by Jarvis. Millsap, number 7, closing that line. Run plays are like that. They're going to be ugly sometimes. They're going to gash you for a yard here, 2 yards there. But I think that's what Creekside wants to do. They want to gash them for these little plays and open them up for pass plays, get them running on the outside where they think they can beat them.
As you see time ticking away here at the end of the first quarter. They drop back. Nice job of the Creekside offensive line going deep again. He's going to hold up, and that was intercepted just off target. And I'm not sure we're not going to have an offensive pass interference to boot on that. See what the call is. I definitely didn't see any, unless it was earlier in the play, I did not see anything by the defense.
Pass interference.
Watch the replay here. He's just miscommunication with the wide receiver.
That's a great delivered ball.
Pass interference defense. Let's have to take a closer look at that one.
We don't have the challenge rules of the NFL.
Yes, thank goodness. We do not have to wait for replay to sort this thing out back in New York. Here it is. We got a little wider view of it here as it's coming down. If anything, the wide receiver's interfering with the defensive back. I don't get that call at all. And that is a huge call in this ball game.
Creekside does not need help to win this game.
No, they don't. And I'm sure Coach Battle not real happy with that one, as we got a timeout on the field. I want to thank a few more of our sponsors here. Also, Magic Wand Deck Restoration, plus serving all of Midwest Georgia. Shane and his staff specialize in deck and wood restoration. Also, HJ Wings and Things, located in Tyrone Peachtree City in their brand new location over in Sonoya. HJ Wings and Things, the home of the Scorchers. Cowee to Score. Cowee to Score before the game, after the game, during the game. Cowee to Score has Cowee to Prep sports covered. Wayne Crook Agency, your trusted insurance agency. Wayne Crook, located in Douglasville, Georgia. Contact Wayne for your auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. He's your American Family Insurance agent. The Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop, located in Noonan, serving the best fried seafood, onion rings, and much, much more. As we get ready to go back to the live play, I want to remind you that Southland Sports Roku TV app is available. You can go to your smart TV Roku app, visit the App Store on the Roku Smart TV, and download the Southland Sports TV app tonight. You're watching this thing in HD on your big screen.
High school football's come a long way.
Yeah, it has. As we're ready to go back to play here with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's 6-0 Creekside. Hand to the tailback, going to break it around the far side, and nice penetration, way to hang with it as he comes down and drags him down behind the line.
That's Amari Drake coming back.
Yeah. And
That's just, golly, that's great tackling.
And he gets off the block, the tight end trying to block him out there, couldn't handle him. And that will just about do it for the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more on Southland Sports TV's Midwest Georgia Game of the Week in just a moment.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
And welcome back to Creekside High School. We'll be lined up for another big region matchup next week as we head down to Noonan, as the Cougars will bring in the Westlake Lions. And that one right now looks to be, that one has been for the region championship a couple years now. Definitely was last year, and looks like a huge game again next week. Look forward to that one over at Drake Stadium in Noonan. But right now we got a dandy on our hands here. 6-0 after one quarter of play. Creekside with the ball and driving again down to the Mays 43-yard line. So 2nd and 12 as they got dropped for a 2-yard loss on the last play. Penny will drop back, look to throw it this time. He's got a man. Intercepted, just missed communication, never looked back for it. He is off to the races. And nothing but some offensive linemen to beat. We'll see if they can get out there. Nice block, and he's into the corner of the end zone for a Mays touchdown.
What a play by Amari Drake.
And scanning the fields, I don't see any yellow. No, we got some yellow laundry at the 35. And if that is a block in the back or anything like that, that's going to be a shame because that would have been way away from the play. And it looks like we got a player down here at the.
We got a couple players flipping off.
Line, yeah. We'll wait and see what the white hat has to say. And if this is going against Mays, Coach Battle's not going to think the white hat's a good guy anymore. As soon as they get it sorted out here. holding against Creekside. That was declined. And then that must have been after the turnover. So we got here.
I don't see any flag-worthy material there. I just see great running from Amari Drake.
Yeah, I think anything that happened would have been back further towards us and out of the camera, because that looked like a clean block that I saw.
Very nice one.
Kind of at the edge of the camera. As we still have an injured player down on the field. I want to remind you the rest of the broadcast night for Stream City Radio. We've got McIntosh, Fayette County, McIntosh and Stars Mill on the Fayette County channel. We also have a game that would be interesting to folks in this region. Langston Hughes traveling over to take on Alexander. Right on the Douglas County and Fulton County channels. Then a couple of Coweta County's teams headed up to Cobb County as East Coweta up taking on Wheeler, and Noonan headed up to Campbell of Smyrna. So we'll let them take care of the young man that's down on the field, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more from Creekside High School in just a moment. Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here in Noonan, Georgia. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw baked or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Since 1981, Southside Wrecker Service has provided Coweta County and the South Metro area with reliable towing, recovery, and roadside assistance services. Next time you need a tow, call their friendly and professional staff of well-trained operators featuring a fleet of modern equipment for light and heavy-duty towing and equipment transport. Georgia DOT certified, available 24/7. Call them at 770-964-8220 or visit them online at southsiderecords.com. Southside Wrecker Service. We get you there.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
No way. Sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man.
Yeah.
What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 3150 Gulf Ridge Boulevard, Suite 201 today.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars. Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving Midwest Georgia, offers deck restoration services plus much more. A 5-star rated company, certified in wood restoration, can restore your deck to its original beauty. Save your wood and save your money. Free consultations and affordable maintenance plans available. Call Shane today at 770-616-1787 or visit them online at magicwanddeckrestoration.net.
And welcome back to Creekside High School as they are getting Aaron Penny off the field. He got shook up on the interception return. Didn't really see what happened to him. It's always scary when they bring the stretcher out, but they do that in the abundance of caution these days. They've gotten a lot smarter about those things. You can see he's moving around. That's a great sign. Because that's the first thing you always worry about when they bring the stretcher out is seeing that movement's a great thing. Hearing it may be a leg injury. They do have a leg strapped down, yep. So obviously in a fair amount of discomfort as they bring him over to the sideline. He got a big ovation as they put him on the cart. So our thoughts and prayers go out to that young man. He's a heck of a football player, but at this point you just want him to be okay. So with 11:45 to go here in the second quarter, Mays now has the ball after the penalty on the Creekside 45-yard line. First time they've been across the 50 all night long. They put a man in motion. He's going to hand the tailback. He's got a little bit of room. He's got a crack. Breaks into the secondary, makes one man miss, and they drag him down at about the 31-yard line. That'll be their first down of the night. With just a nice job of running.
There goes Tyree Nelson just doing what he does best with the great big offensive line, making holes for him. That's what this Mays team can do.
Well, the thing is, when you're dealing with that kind of size and you've got them leaning on you all night long, if you're Mays, as long as you can stay close in this thing, you like your chances in the second half.
Creekside's going to blitz. We know Creekside's going to blitz a lot. They just have to do their job on the offensive line, create some holes every once in a while, and Tyree Nelson's going to make everything else easy.
Fake the tailback, hit a little quick slant, just a little bit behind and below him. Couldn't quite come up with it. Got a hand on it, but couldn't pull it in. Banks heads over to talk to the sideline. Yeah, Mays is about the antithesis of tempo offense. They are in no hurry. Yeah, go try and throw that into the corner. Can't quite get it there. Just
a bit over his head.
Yeah, that'll bring a 3rd and 10 up now for the Raiders.
I mean, it's not, there's still a lot of time left, but this is a 3rd down. You want to see what they can do. They're not making a lot of conversions, not spending a lot of, the defense is on the field a lot. This is a 3rd down. I realize it's 3rd and 10, but you want to start converting this.
You got to feel like this might be one of those 2 bites at the apple where they're at on the field. It's kind of no man's land. Doesn't do you a lot of good to punt from this position, and you're probably a little bit out of your kicker's range. Trying to get a free 5. Creekside showing discipline. And we're going to end up with a 3rd and 15 now. That one really hurts. Delay a game. That's the 2nd time that's happened tonight already. And you saw the frustration by Banks. You got to wonder what the situation was there.
That's not the direction they want to go. That's just undisciplined ball from them. Just doing great things with Tyree Nelson, letting the offensive line work for him. Wanting to see Zaire Thornton get involved, throwing in the slot, forcing the issue a little much.
They're going to hit that tunnel screen. They got it to him. He's got room down the sideline. Makes a man miss, spins out of bounds around the 22-yard line. That's going to be very, very close to first down.
There goes Zaire Thornton, doing what Zaire Thornton does. Dodging tackles, making just head of steam, moving forward.
And that's one way to deal with that pass rush. You don't give them time to get there.
4th and 2, you feel like this is, you know.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going for
Let's
it
let
here.
this offensive line and Tyree Nelson do for us what we need them to do.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. 4th and 2. In the hand of Banks, and he's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. Just way too much penetration.
We spoke about that Creekside blitz, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Frank's there again. I tell you what, he's had a heck of a night already.
It would break your heart to see
He's
what we
got
pull
an eye
out
for
of
the
here
ball.
today.
10:45. Yeah, just watch him
Just
right up
gets
the middle.
right through him in the A gap. Offensive line didn't even have time to present themselves, and Franks is in their stomach.
So Creekside will take the ball back over. 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line. We'll see who comes in at quarterback here. It's going to be Trenton Smith taking over at quarterback. High snap, he handles it, hands the tailback right up the middle. He's got room to run. One man hits him, he spins out of it, runs over another man. They're dragging him down as he makes it all the way out to the 45-yard line. What a run.
Tyler Malone's going to play on Saturdays, boys and girls, and that's why right there. Just finding holes, making space, breaking tackles.
That's everything you want to see. Talking about a highlight film.
You're making business decisions when you tackle that guy sometimes.
That's going to be a big first down all the way out at the 45-yard line. And we may get a steady dose of him now.
With Penny out, you have to think
Penny
this
out,
is
yep.
going to be a very heavy run game.
We got some procedure this time on Creekside, so that'll put them behind the sticks with a 1st and 15. Smith gets a high snap. Going to keep it himself this time. And got a little room to run around the corner. Got the penalty yardage back and then a little bit more.
Smith is a wide receiver when he's not quarterbacking, so he can do that.
It is a little bit of a new wrinkle you're didn't necessarily come in here prepared for. Not that Penny can't run it, but that's not what you're looking for him to necessarily do. There's a high snap. Smith falls on it. Wise decision. We've seen that, virtually every time. And, part of that is Smith's 5 inches shorter than Penny. So that's an adjustment that the center's going to have to make here.
Quarterback center exchange, big part of the game, not emphasized on a lot at any level. But there's the reason why. There's the reason why it's so important.
3rd and 17 now for the Seminoles. And they're going to run Smith. He's got room around the corner. He's going to have he's going to be real close. He looks like he's about a half a yard short.
Great movement from Smith. Looks like they got Mays looking a little bit. I think they were suspecting pass.
Yeah, we got a flag on the play. That's going to eliminate that great play and back them back up. Had a hold on the play. That'll back them back up to the 36-yard line. So it was a hold downfield, so you end up with a third and probably 19, 18 or 19. Another high snap. He's going to have to keep it himself this time. Wide receiver coming over to make a block. Ball popped up in the air and taken away by Mays. What a play.
Great attention awareness by Jakari Wiggles.
And he just takes that away. He's got a Creekside player on his back, and wow, what a play. And now Mays set up with great field position again. That's the third turnover already on the night for Creekside.
Mays not able to get any points off those turnovers. Points off turnovers equals wins in any level. You want to see Mays do something here.
Banks will hand the tail back. He's going to cut it back up inside. He's going to have about 5 or 6 yards, maybe 7 on the play by the time they bring him down. Just showing great patience there.
Real big holes being cut up there by the offensive line.
Nelson showing his vision on that run. Go back to Nelson, going to bounce it outside. He's got room around the corner, and we're going to have a holding, I think, on the wide receiver. Would have been a first down and more, but that's exactly what we got. So we'll see what that gives him. It was downfield. Backing back up to the 35-yard line. They'll bring up a 2nd and 14 now. He never even saw him coming. And there he is again. He has been all over the place tonight, Mr. Franks.
Mr. Franks letting his presence be known. You know, you kind of lose track of it. You think Tyson McGay is all the time, then Franks is just making, you don't know which one to focus on with these Creekside blitzers. These linebackers who just cut, A gap, B gap, no problem.
That'll bring up 3rd and 17 after the sack. And a little quick hitter. And they're going to defend it well as they all just meet at number 11. And Thornton definitely on their radar. Bring up a 4th and 11. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. You're kind of in that position where it really doesn't do you a whole lot of good to punt this one away.
3 turnovers, no points, got to get something.
And we got whistles, and I got a false start. Tell you what, if they'd have had time, and now they're going to punt it away. Thornton was breaking wide open.
He was. Zaire Thornton's a guy you've got to have your eyes on. This guy's got big boy potential. He can jump out of the gym. His tape is unreal. But for Mays not to get points off 3 turnovers has got to be frustrating.
And penalty's a big part of that. That one's going to be an effective punt. What a nice job by the punter. It's going to roll way down inside the 5-yard line, and they'll touch it down on the 2. That's as good as it gets.
Doesn't get any better.
From your punter. So they're going to play the field possession battle, which is, you know, that's, you got your starting quarterbacks out. That's probably a good play by Mays. Back them up and, you know, play the odds
Let your defense work for you. Let it help you. Let it do what it can for you.
See that Creekside band down there?
They're right below us. They are fantastic.
Well, we'll see what Creekside can do here. They had it rolling until a couple negative plays, and it looks like we got a different quarterback in there now. Jared Lawrence checks in. 6'3" sophomore, and timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in a moment with more on Southland Sports TV.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
JJ what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man.
What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 3150 Gulf Ridge Boulevard, Suite 201 today. And welcome back to Creekside High School, throwing out of his own end zone, going deep, and this may be another turnover as Mays comes over and picks that one off as well. Turnover number 4, he just kind of laid out for it. And what are they? I think they're reversing the call. Let's watch the replay here, see what we got.
All right.
I'm
seeing an inbound catch.
Question is, without the other angle, I'm wondering if he just didn't have control of it.
Maybe not.
Because you didn't get, Mays coaches are not happy, but you didn't get the argument you would expect to get.
You did not.
If they felt like that was really a complete pass. So. Change quarterbacks and immediately throw a long one out of the end zone.
Great work from the offensive line for Creekside.
Boy, and there's a little run play up the middle, not much going there. And that's one place that Creekside has not had a lot of success, is running up the middle against it. You had that one big pop, but other than that, they've done a good job of containing that Creekside offense.
Yeah, Creekside wants Tyler Malone to run on the outside. They want him to jump. They want him to sit and beat the edge rusher. That's what they want from him.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Seminoles. Lawrence will take a snap. Hands it off, almost a bad exchange. Manages to get the corner, and was about a half a step away from potentially being off to the races.
There goes Tyler Malone. That's what they want from him right there. They don't want to have to force him to go up the middle. They want him to beat him on the outside. They want him to find open grass, turn his heel in the ground, and go north. That's what they want.
That'll bring up a 4th and 5, 2 yards on the gain. They'll be kicking out of their own end zone. So, you know, we've talked so much about the Creekside defense, but really since that first drive, they had the one big play, but other than that, the Mays defense is played right there.
Mays getting turnovers, Mays getting, not allowing 3rd down conversions. Mays, we got a football game, boys and girls.
Snap it's away, and that one's going to bounce back the wrong way. And then finally, a little bit of a Creekside rolls. It rolls out just past the 35-yard line, but Mays will have great field position again as they continue to live on the Creekside side of the 50-yard line. And you got to figure at some point.
Truly a testament to the Creekside defense so far. Just not giving Mays anything. And Mays getting everything they want. I mean, turnovers, good field position. Zaire Thornton making plays. I mean, this is what they kind of want, just not getting the points they want out of it.
A couple big penalties have had some
lot of
plays called back. Yep. And most of them going against Mays. There he is right up the middle. Nice little crease there by the offensive line, but closed quickly.
Nelson trying to get it going.
Bevins with a nice block on that one. It really opened up a nice hole.
Hard to miss, Bevins.
Yes,
both
it
of
is.
them.
Yeah. There he is again. Nice little slant play. He's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards, but that's as good a, you know, that's what they've got working is those quick hitters. And if they get in the hands of Thornton, he can do some big things.
Thornton's going to do some good things. We got a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we're going to have emotions getting the best of somebody here. That one's going to go against Creekside. Slap the ball out of the way. That's going to, you just can't do that. Just can't do that.
This is an emotional high game.
Yep.
Got to get a little bit more discipline.
Yep. Delaney.
But Zaire Thornton just cannot say enough about what I've watched and seen from this guy. Slot, outside, inside, breaking tackles, moving. I mean, just vision, route running. Really executes on the highest level.
And that's the kind of stuff that really cost them in the Westlake game, is just some emotional, letting your emotions get the best of you and getting some personal fouls they didn't need to get late in that Westlake game. Ended up kind of costing them that ball game, and it puts them in a big hole here. They're going to hand it off to him again. He shows that patience. He's got room to run around the right-hand side. He's going to barrel all the way down to about the, looks like they're going to mark him at the 4.
Tyree Nelson doing his best Le'Veon Bell impression behind that offensive line, taking his time, letting it develop, letting the holes come to him, and going forward.
Going to bring up a, it's going to be 2nd and goal for Mays from the 4-yard line. And they're going to run it back up inside there. Touchdown, Mays. Well, the quarterback keeper, Banks.
Banks has got some wheels on him. And there goes Mays doing what Mays does. Look at the offensive line. Nice holes.
Nice lead block, too, by the running back.
Just everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing, getting ahead of these linebackers. Not letting the Creekside blitz control the tempo of your game. Showing that you can do it more than one way than Nelson and Thornton.
And Drew Banks has that next level size. It's 6'2", 205. Kick is up. It is good. And as well as Creekside has played, they trail by 1, 7-6. Mays with the lead. We'll be back in a moment with more. We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like H.J. Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none. And welcome back to Creekside High School. As you see the Mays dancers over there on the far side celebrating the Mays touchdown as it's 7-6 with 3:45 to go here in the first half. There's a kick. That was going to come down and be returnable at about the 5-yard line. He mishandles it. May put him in a little bit of a hole as Mays down there covering it well. He keeps retreating, and they're going to drag him down around the 4-yard line. Just never had any place to go after he mishandled it.
Tyler Malone running 20 yards to get 1. Oh, no. Excuse me, Trenton Smith.
Yeah, they just Yeah, they just he kept giving ground, trying to find a lane, and there's just none to be had. That's just everybody on that Mays kick team doing their job.
Special teams, it's just as important. Very overlooked.
And they're going to give him forward progress to the 4. I'm not really sure I agree with that. He was kind of given on his own accord, but who am I to say? I'm not wearing stripes. At any rate, they're backed way up. So I'm going to stay with the sophomore in at quarterback, Lawrence. Snap going to run it right up. Nice spin move. Get out of trouble. He's only going to get a couple, but man, he did a great job of not being dropped for a loss.
Tyler Malone fought hard fought yards.
And I've got to wonder if one of the reasons for the quarterback change might not have been the height issue we talked about.
Could be.
Because you kept getting those high snaps when Smith was in there and being about 5 inches shorter than what the centers used to.
Jared is a little bit taller.
Yeah, he's 6'3" as well, so it does make a difference. They go to Malone again, going to try and bounce it outside. Mays doing a great job of converging over there and dropping him for little or no gain, maybe a yard. Got a timeout from Mays, it looks like. We might as well jump back in there and thank a few of our sponsors, as we obviously would not be here tonight without them. We'll start out with Southside Wrecker, towing, recovery, and roadside assistance for the South Metro area. Southside Wrecker, we get you there. Van Motla and Motla Hines Real Estate Team, proud supporters of high school football. West Georgia Transmission, located in Carrollton. Transmission repairs, oil changes, and general maintenance. Visit Daniel and his staff today. Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving all of Midwest Georgia. Shane and his staff specialize in deck and wood restoration. We're about ready to go back. Play some ball here on a big 3rd and 4. With 2:50 to go, Mays looking to get the stop and come away with time to maybe get some more points on the board.
You don't want, if you're Creekside, you don't want to hand this back to Mays right now with this much. You want to run the ball, run the clock out, get into halftime, and adjust.
Lawrence will hand it off again. He's got a little bit of room, but not enough. Is he going to be dragged down short of the first down? Got about 3 off of it. It's going to be 4th and 2, it looks like. That'll bring the punt team back on.
Mays doing a great job just setting the line, not giving up more than they have to. Bend, don't break. I'm going to get the ball back with great field position.
And Penny gets it away. It's going to come down and be caught about the 43-yard line. He's got room to run. Pulls away from one. They're going to drag him down about the 39-yard line. About the 29-yard line, rather. Looks like they're going to mark him back at the 30.
Good return from Carswell.
I tell you what, he's fearless back there.
He's not afraid to run into some traffic.
And he is not going to let that ball hit the ground.
No, he's not. He's not a guy that's going to wave his hand in the air and say, "I got a fair catch." No, he's going to go after it.
So we'll see if Mays can extend that 1-point lead with 1:56 to go. They got plenty of time on the Creekside 30. As well as that Creekside defense has played, they find their back against the wall. We played the entire half in their end of the field. Or the entire quarter, second quarter.
Yep.
And I think Banks got him a free 5. Yep, got an encroachment on the defense. And there's all kinds of plays in the playbook for 1st and 5.
Especially with the wheels they've got at quarterback and running back. Nelson, Penny, Excuse me, Banks.
Be interesting to see if they take a shot here.
I'm looking one-on-one on Zaire on the outside.
And that's where they're going.
Oh.
He just ran before he caught it. And I tell you what, that was close, but it was a forward pass.
Zaire looking upfield before he had the ball in his hands.
And there was a reason he had some green grass. Nice block by the other receivers.
Yeah, he was
nice
in there.
lane. So that'll make it 2nd and 5. Well, that's frustrating when you're offensive coordinator. You execute everything but the last step of the play. And it looked like it could go for big yards. He's going to hand it out. He's going to bounce around the outside, cut it back up inside. Nice job. Got that linebacker leaning and cut it back inside on him.
Nelson just doing what Nelson does. There's nothing fancy to it either. You know, he just shifts right up, takes what the defense is giving him, letting his offensive line help, letting these blocking wide receivers do what they can do for him.
I'll tell you what, Franks doesn't force that back inside. It's probably a touchdown. Quarterback keeper's not going anywhere. He's going to lose.
There goes Franks again. We're going to be saying his name a lot for the rest of the night. Franks just got an eye for the ball.
He does.
Stays with the play.
So down inside a minute. It's a 4th and 5 now. We got some whistles. We'll see what's going on.
A little
here.
frustration on the Creekside side of the ball.
Boy, but I tell you what, if you got them in a 4th and 5 and you gave them a first down here, ooh, I don't want to be in that locker room.
Tyson and Coach Dixon having a conversation.
Yeah, they don't tell us who had the penalty. I don't think we have to do too much guessing to know what happened.
And there goes another one.
He did not. Yeah, that was going to be on the coach. I'm not sure what Coach Dixon said, but
not for these airwaves.
They got a lot of conversation going on over there. It seemed like an awful quick flag to me. We'll see if they let this one stand. White hat playing peacemaker over here. He's going to talk to his side judge. He's going to pick it up. I think that was a situation where the official thought he was complaining to the official when he was really getting on his team.
Yeah.
So I think once he explained that, of course, he's still not real happy. And they're giving Coach Battle an explanation on the far side. And he's reminding him, okay, later in the game when you want to throw a flag on me, I'm going to remind you of that.
Creekside's giving Mays just too many chances.
Yeah,
too many chances.
Just handed him another first down here. And we're going to have a timeout by Creekside as Coach Dixon wants to settle his troops down, which is probably a pretty good call here. It's a big point in the ball game. And we'll remind you next week we've got that big Westlake Noonan game from over at Drake Stadium in Noonan. That one ought to be a fantastic ball game. Then we're going to be out in Douglas County with this Creekside crew as they go take on the Douglas County Tigers. And then we'll wrap up the season with that big rivalry between East Coweta and Noonan back at Drake Stadium. So got some great ones coming up. And as big as this one is, that one next week's just as big.
They're big down the stretch. By the way, my childhood was spent at East Coweta and Union games.
Yeah, well, anybody who grew up in Coweta County, that's
especially in them 90s years when there was nothing to do.
Absolutely. That's a destination thing to be at. Also thank a few of our sponsors. As you see them scrolling across the screen there. Wayne Crook, Coweta Score.
My daughter works at H&J Wings and Things.
Ah, you got which one of them?
My 16-year-old.
Ah, okay. Well, we also want to remind everybody we got basketball coming up. We'll be doing a north side, south side ball game. Of course, when we say north side, south side, we mean south side being Fayette, Coweta, South Fulton, north side being Douglas, Paulding, and Carroll. So we have a little different definition around here of what the north side is. Of course, you can always go to Southland Sports TV, contact them about being a sponsor. You can jump on our website, my website over there with Stream City Radio and get a hold of us, and we'd be happy to hook you up with some sponsorships. And the reality is, if you want to see your team a little bit more, jump in there and sponsor, because we're going to go where the sponsors are coming from, obviously. So, and you're not going to find a better deal for video or audio when you come to advertising than what we can give you. So jump in there and check it out.
This is big for Mays. This is big.
All right, now we had the flag earlier on the defense. I'm not sure why we're – yeah, see, they're still showing the 4th and 5 on the screen, but they moved it down. It's a first down for Mays all the way down at the Creekside 12-yard line. So 54 seconds, you got the whole playbook open to you with that amount of time and a couple timeouts. Put a man in motion, goes swinging out there, wide open. And a nice job going up the ladder by Gogger to bring that one in. It was a little bit high.
Wiggles, who got the interception earlier, coming back again on the offensive side, just making it look easy from just coming in motion. You see Wiggles just come down in motion, and Creekside just misses him. They're focused on, containing the run, I think, at this point, and Wiggles just does what he does.
And he showed us some wiggles once he got in the end
zone. He did. I think they really were suspecting run on the play.
And that kick is up and good. And for a first half dominated by Creekside for the first probably 20 minutes.
Yes.
It's been all Mays here in the closing moments of the first half, 49 seconds to go. And we'll take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
Welcome back to Creekside High School as Mays gets ready to kick it off again. Up 14-6. That one's going to come down and fieldable at the 19. Got some room on the sideline. Going to run through some traffic and drag down across the 30-yard line. We got whistles again. It's getting a little chippy out there.
You can see where emotion, ever since Creekside's quarterback went down, you can see emotions getting the better of Creekside just a little bit. Need to get in the locker room, create some adjustments. stop turning the ball over and, you know, not get some undisciplined penalties.
Yeah, and they pick up another one there. And that'll back them up. That's pretty much going to, you figure there now, that any thoughts you had of maybe trying to make something happen, you're probably just going to try and run this clock out.
Let's just get back into the locker room. Let's adjust. Let's figure out what it is we're doing.
Let's go back them all the way up to the 15-yard line where they'll have 1st and 10. And it looks like they have gone back to Smith at quarterback. No, I take that back. Smith's in the backfield, but they are staying with the sophomore Lawrence. They're going to hand it to Smith, trying to run the sweep. He's got the corner, and they're going to lose another fumble. Mays has it, and we got flags. I'm not sure. We may get a targeting call here. I'm not sure, but just the way that hit came down and the immediate whistle. And here's the replay.
Yeah, that's pretty much targeting.
Yeah, here it is again. I'll tell you what, it looked like the way he's down, I'm not sure he wasn't knocked out for just a second.
At least a minute.
So we'll see what I think that's got to be an illegal hit. And you had a little talking going on by Mays to the Creekside sideline before they went back across. That's not going to fly with this officiating crew very long. Personal foul, targeting, and an ejection to boot. So that's going to be Pikes out for the ball game now. Senior strong safety. So that will give them a 1st down and then some. And they got Smith over here being evaluated. Anytime you take a blow like that, they're gonna pull you out and check you out. And like I said, it almost looked like he could have been out for just a second. Got up pretty quickly, but just the way he reacted to the hit.
Mays doesn't need to get in the habit of doing anything to help Creekside out here either. I know they're down their quarterback. They still can run the ball with Malone. I mean, they've still got playmakers all over the place. Smith has shown he can get upfield when he wants to.
And they're over there running through the concussion protocols with him. That's something we've come a long way with in a short period of time.
For good reasons.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 34.4 seconds go. It's a 14-6 ball game. And until the last couple plays here, Mays really had all the momentum in this ball game. That's where you see Coach Battle is not happy with the ejection. Apparently they've got he had the tablet, and remember they've got the huddle video, so they've got live video, so he apparently saw something in the video that he didn't agree with. He's showing them the tablet.
Now that's something you don't see on Sundays.
Yeah.
Let me bring the tablet out and explain my case right here on the field.
And he's got a little more preaching to do over there before. This might be the part where he plays the card and he says, now remember when you threw the flag on him a minute ago and picked it up. And he is not happy with the officiating crew. There's been a couple of interesting calls. Now, to me, at full speed and even in the replay, it looked like a good call by the officials.
It looked like decent call from the official on the replay.
Now, he may have super slow-mo.
You may be seeing something.
The thing is, the officials got to make that call in real time. You know, that's always been my problem with replay at the college or the professional level. Yeah, things look different when you're going frame by frame. To me, reviews should have to be done at full speed.
You're exactly right. Just because you have 400,000 cameras at the college and pro level doesn't mean you have to rely on them solely.
Let's take another look at this replay of the hit and see what we can see here. You know, when you look at it, I think that's a good call.
I think it's a good call, too. I'm not seeing what Coach Battle's seeing there.
Yeah, to me, and you can question intent, but intent's not part of that rule.
That's right.
If it's helmet to helmet, it looked like it was the crown of the helmet.
And he led with it. I mean, you're leading with that thing. That is a rule that has been adjudicated all over football at every level.
And here it is in slow motion. That's, you know.
I think Coach Battle's probably looking, saying that's more shoulder. I think he's thinking that's probably more shoulder than it is helmet.
It's a tough call in that situation. The officials are going to throw that flag, though, when they suspect it. Pretty much every time. It's not a situation where you can review it and go back and look at it. And I'm not sure it would have been overturned even if you reviewed it. And there's a little quick hitter as they try and get something right before halftime. What nice open field tackle by Mays there to drag him down for almost no gain. They're probably going to let the clock run out at this point.
Creekside just seeing what they can make out of a situation like that. Cameron just making great open field tackles.
And that's one thing we have seen out of Mays all night long is they can tackle in the open field. And that'll do it for your first half. So after one half of play, it's Mays rallying to score 14. 14-6, your halftime score. We'll be back with the bands in just a moment, live from Creekside High School. This is a Georgia Sports.
Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving Midwest Georgia, offers deck restoration services plus much more. A 5-star rated company, certified in wood restoration, can restore your deck to its original beauty. Save your wood and save your money. Free consultations and affordable maintenance plans available. Call Shane today at 770-616-1787 or visit them online at magicwanddeckrestoration.net.
Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here in Noonan, Georgia. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw baked or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Since 1981, Southside Wrecker Service has provided Coweta County and the South Metro area with reliable towing, recovery, and roadside assistance services. Next time you need a tow, call their friendly and professional staff of well-trained operators featuring a fleet of modern equipment for light and heavy-duty towing and equipment transport. Georgia DOT certified, available 24/7. Call them at 770-964-8220 or visit them online at southsidewreckers.com. Southside Wrecker Service. We get you there.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man. Yeah.
What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 31. Creekside's offense just keep putting their defense in the battle.
Yeah, they're making their defense. Their quarterback doesn't help, but it's not a reason. That's not. Also late in the season.
Yeah. Football,
Magic Wand Deck Restoration Plus, serving Midwest Georgia, offers deck restoration services plus much more. A 5-star rated company, certified in wood restoration, can restore your deck to its original beauty. Save your wood and save your money. Free consultations and affordable maintenance plans available. Call Shane today at 770-616-1787 or visit them online at magicwanddecrestoration.net.
Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here in Noonan, Georgia. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw baked or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Since 1981, Southside Wrecker Service has provided Coweta County and the South Metro area with reliable towing, recovery, and roadside assistance services. Next time you need a tow, call their friendly and professional staff of well-trained operators featuring a fleet of modern equipment for light and heavy-duty towing and equipment transport. Georgia DOT certified, available 24/7. Call them at 770-964-8220 or visit them online at southsiderecords.com. Southside Wrecker Service, we get you there.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man. What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 3150 Gulf Ridge Boulevard, Suite 201 today.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
Okay, and welcome back to Creekside High School. As we got about 5 minutes before they kick things off here in the second half, we run down some scores from around the region for you. As Alexander all over Hughes at halftime, 38-12 over there at Alexander. Douglas County up on top of Tri-Cities, 14-0. That was the second quarter score. New Manchester hanging in there pretty well with South Paulding, 14-0 in that one. South Paulding, of course, the other undefeated team in region play for this region. Other scores from around our network over on the Stream City stations. East Coweta was up 35-14 at halftime on Wheeler. They've already added 7 to that to push it to 42-14. Noonan all over Campbell in the third quarter, 33-0. And then the battle of the bubble down there at Stars Mill and McIntosh is Stars Mill up 14-0 as they're underway in the third quarter. Some other scores from around the area that could be of interest to folks. How about this one? Hateful Charter up on top of Altoona, 21-10 in the third quarter. How good's that AA squad down there at Hateful Charter? Sequoia all over South Cobb, 21-9. Looking for a few more. Riverdale up on top of Jonesboro, 17-0, looking to stay undefeated in region play. Kell and Carrollton going at Carrollton up on top of Kell in the third quarter, 17-7. And I also saw that, where was it here? Hiram was also leading at the half. And Rome up on top of Paulding County, 44-14. There's that Carrollton, 17-7. Looking for that Hiram score. Had that one just a minute ago, and they were up. They're looking to keep pace with Carrollton. Both of them undefeated at the top of that region as they were up on top of Villa Rica at the half. Griffin all over Fayette County, 41-7. That is a third quarter score. Union Grove, the only team in that region playing tonight, they're up on top of Clarkston, 62-0 in the fourth quarter. Lithia Springs trying to shock Jackson of Atlanta as they're up 14-6 in that ball game. Riverwood also trying to shock Carver of Atlanta as they're up 7-6 in the third quarter. Banneker and Decatur not reporting any score. There's that Hiram 14-0 over Villa Rica in the second quarter. East Paulding up on top of Cass 7-0. And let's see what else we have out here of interest. Loganville hanging in there with the University of Beaufort. It's only 13-0. That's in the third quarter of that one. No score in from Druid Hills North Clayton. East Side all over Salem 38-6. Woodward Academy up on top of Hampton 21-0. Luella beating McDonough 16-0. And Cartersville leads Sandy Creek. How about this one? In the second quarter, it was 35-28. They may break the scoreboard up there in Cartersville. Chapel Hill, Central Carroll knotted at 14 at the. That's in the second quarter. Troop only up on top of LaGrange 7-0 as they have kind of controlled that series in recent years. Almost time to go back to live play here and bring back in my partner Chris. This was one of those where Creekside controlled everything early. Momentum through 4 turnovers turned in Mays' direction. They finally got some points out of those turnovers. They have a 14-6 lead at halftime. And this has been all about the defenses, though.
It really has. I mean, you know, when you look at Mays in the past that they've had, you don't see them getting these kind of turnovers. It hasn't been there. They give up some big plays. I'm kind of surprised that Creekside hasn't been able to move the ball the way they have. You know, even in the passing game.
Yeah, is that one big pass play is the difference. It gave them the points they had. They're getting ready to kick it off here as we're about to go underway in the second half. And there's the kickoff. Mays to get it first. It's going to come down around the 12-yard line. He'll have room to return it as he takes it right up the seam. He's got a little bit of room, does a little spin move, gives up some yards. They're going to drop him back. Let's see where they mark him. Looks like they're going to give him progress to about the 27.5-yard line. So this is a huge one in region play. Both of them undefeated, as is South Paulding, who's leading New Manchester 14-0 at half. And of course, Douglas County and Alexander both looking to keep pace. Alexander having a big night with Langston Hughes, and Douglas County up 14-0 over Tri-City. So that top group of 5 looking to expand their lead even more over the rest of the field. And this is the only 2 that are squaring off in that top group, and it's been a good one so far. We'll see what the second half holds in store. And they're going to hand it off to him again. He's going to try and bust around the outside. He's got room to run, and he almost broke it. Had one man to beat as he got his feet tied up coming through the line.
As we look at the replay, just check out Nelson. Just follow him behind the offensive line, take him what the offensive line gives him, not trying to do too much, follow the holes. Just what good running back play is.
And you don't really see that kind of patience at the high school level very often.
You barely see it at the pro.
You have a point there. That's why Le'Veon Bell stands out so much. And they're going to handle him a little bit better this time, and he doesn't give up easily. And his second effort may have the first down.
Drew Banks is so big. Big legs, hard to tackle, hard to bring down.
And Banks will go over and get instructions from the sideline. And we talked about this methodical. This is not, they are going to chew clock whenever they've got the ball. Taking their time, going to use the clock a bit. Burn them a couple times with some delay of games. Nice quick hitter. Oh, couldn't quite come up with it. Good defense there.
That's another one that Zaire wants back. This is just good coverage.
Yeah, Miller right there step for step with him.
Gets his hand right in there. Really good form from Miller.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Raiders. Going to roll him out, get him away from that pressure, and completes it at midfield. Just threw a dart out there to him, and there's Thornton again.
They want him to be involved. He's just too elusive. Look at the replay. Penny gets out, runs. That's what he wants. That's what Banks wants to do, and let Thornton just run his route tree, come back. He's making up for the drop pass on the last one.
That'll bring up 1st and 10. They marked it just shy of midfield. Banks going to hand it off and right up into the gut. Nothing doing there. I think he might have lost a yard. There's nowhere from Malone to go with that one.
You can really see Mays' execution, though, with this drive. You can see they're doing what they want to do. This is the kind of offense they want to run.
Well, sure. I mean, you know, if you're Mays, if you can chew about 6 or 7 minutes of this clock up, punch it in for a touchdown, make it 21-6, you got to be feeling really good about your possibilities tonight. 2nd and 11. There comes that blitz from Creekside. They're going to roll him away from it. Stands and throws, has a man, and off his hands. That was a touchdown if he pulls it in. Holy smokes, his Carswell just couldn't bring it in.
Carswell had him beat the whole way. You got to have this. Banks does a great job of getting loose, way ahead, needs to have this, wants that back, and that touched the fingertips. And if it touches the fingertips, you got to have it.
So that'll now put them in a 3rd and 10. Creekside with an opportunity to get a big stop here, and this would be a big stop. And we got whistles again. And a false start. About the 3rd one of those we've seen. And pre-snap penalties have been a little bit of a problem for Mays tonight. It's
no shortage
probably
of them.
the 5th or 6th we've seen.
Lots of laundry called.
Yep.
Lots of laundry. Just no reason for them. And so now you double Thornton and you just let them try and do what they can on the run and just beat them there.
Got a 3rd and 16 for the Raiders. Here comes that Creekside pass rush and going to toss it downfield and just overthrew everybody. Just great coverage there by Brown. I'm sorry, wrong team. I don't think they're lending him over Miller with the great coverage there.
We do have a flag.
So we got a 4th down. And the penalties declined. So Creekside will get the ball back and probably going to have a little bit better field position they've had in a while. That's been one of the problems with the Creekside offense. You lose your starting quarterback and you've been pinned back inside your 20 almost the entire second quarter.
Couple of drives starting in the end zone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is definitely a start that they need to see right now.
Low snap, he handles it, somehow got it out of there. It was almost blocked and kind of shanked it, but did a great job of getting it out of there at all and going to give them the ball on the 30-yard line. So all things considered, disaster averted there as they managed to get that kickoff. So Creekside now with an opportunity to come in here and trim that lead. And we want to thank our sponsors, Coweta Score. Before the game, after the game, during the game, Coweta Score has Coweta Prep covered. They do a fantastic job. Also want to thank Wayne Crook and the Wayne Crook Agency. Located in Douglasville, Georgia. Contact Wayne today for your auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. They're going to stay with the sophomore in. He's going to hand it off and bounce it outside and pulls away from one man. Nice block by the wide receiver. He's got one down the sideline. One man to beat. He's got the angle, he cuts it back inside, and they're going to drag him down at the 10-yard line. What a run.
There goes Tyler. Tyree.
Malone just turning it on as he got that corner, and the big play here was a block by the wide receiver.
Yeah, just look at the replay here. Wide receivers, offensive line, stand. Wide receiver blocks. Just continue to make holes. Wide receivers running alongside, doing whatever they can to help.
And there's Malone up the middle. He's going to get a couple yards, be down.
That's exactly the kind of plays that Malone can make, though. We've been waiting for that kind of explosiveness from him tonight. Hadn't seen it. Been boggled down by turnovers. Comes out, huge gash.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. If Creekside can simply take care of the ball, you feel like you take care of a lot of your offensive woes here.
And Creekside's known for running the ball. This isn't a mystery. We know what they can do when they run the ball.
So Lawrence stays in the shotgun. Snap hands to Malone. He's going to take it outside. He has a corner. He's in there. Touchdown, Creekside. And it'll be interesting to see. I would suspect they go for two here. They've had adventures every time we've seen them on the extra points. Down one, you probably have about as good an opportunity to get the two-point conversion as you do to.
No reason not to go for the two-point conversion here.
Well,
But again, Malone just doing what he wants to when he does stuff like that. When he gets on the outside, he's an outside runner. He's not really focused on the inside. He wants to beat the edges. He wants the wide receivers to get up there and block for him, and he wants to get north, to put his foot in the ground and head north.
And we'll see what they have here. Lawrence handles the snap, going to spin around and toss to the corner, out of bounds. So your score remains 14-12, but a very needed and very good drive by Creekside. They did what Creekside does, and you've seen it all night long. It's been a battle of the corners.
You see Malone just get on the outside. He's got the speed to beat these guys if he gets that far.
And it's all a matter of who gets that corner. Can the defense hold the corner? Can the offense seal that corner? And that time the offense sealed the corner, and they get in for the touchdown. We're back to a two-point ball game with 7:54 to go. I'm feeling we got a dandy on our hands tonight.
We do, and you can see the adjustments that Creekside has made. They're not forcing the issue. We're going to do what brought us here in the first place. It really looks more like. They know Mays can give up some yards. They know that those holes are there to expose.
So Creekside getting ready to kick it back off. Yeah, you got to wonder where we'd be at in this ballgame without the 4 turnovers by Creekside.
It's a big what if.
There's a kick by Pinion. It's going to come down, and what a job of grabbing it on the fly. He may have a corner here. They contain their lanes and try to go up over one guy. Gets knocked down at the 45-yard line, but they'll have excellent field position again.
That was a great catch by Thornton, excuse me. Zaire just doing it again. Explosive athlete. Wouldn't recommend the jump, but.
And he did pick that out here like a wide receiver for
He did.
Looked like a pass play, that low line drive. So 1st and 10, Mays at their own 45-yard line. And one thing we saw is, between this Creekside defense spent a lot of time on the field. We'll see how that plays out in the second half with that big offensive line from Mays.
They have. The turnovers in the first half hurt Creekside's defense. Now, and Mays just had a pretty long drive, didn't turn into anything, but, I wonder if it's going to play catch-up.
Hand it off, hitting the backfield, manages to get a couple yards out of it.
Mays is just fine and dandy with running out the clock. 2-yard gain, nothing fancy. Let's just move some tick to tick to tick.
Turn, and who else would they throw it to? He's going to pull away from a couple. He's got the first down.
Zaire Thornton. Banks this is the pass play that earlier Zaire dropped. Going back to it right there. Wide receiver, linemen come, wide receivers come to block. Zaire gets north.
And Zaire going out with an equipment issue. Comes that blitz. Banks hands off to Conley. Conley makes one man miss in the backfield. Not going to get much out of it, but did a good job of not losing a couple.
Goes back right to what they were doing before. They get the first down with Zaire. Then let's go back to these 3-yard gash runs. Let the clock work for us. Keep Creekside's defense, which has already been on the field an exorbitant amount of time in the first half, keep them out there.
So Fulton back in the ball game now. Banks going to roll out, and there comes the pressure, and he's pulled down. What a job here. He withstood the initial hit, and there's that man again. We've called Frank's name all night long.
He's still out there.
But he stayed with the play. He didn't give up on it and was able to drag him down. I'm talking about showing some strength. Because that's a big young man you're pulling down back there in Banks. You got to love that motor Franks has got.
Huge game from him.
And Banks under pressure again. They got him again. Not giving up. He's going to throw it downfield and out of bounds.
Great job from Banks getting rid of this ball. Great pressure from the defense. Offensive line not being able to hold up. Defense doing its job. Banks, there's a lot of strength in that throw to get that ball out of bounds.
You're not kidding. Yeah, because Saunders had a hold of him. He was not letting go. Banks able to get rid of it, and got a flag on the play. As the parade of laundry continues.
NFL referees moonlighting in high school referees.
That's going to back Mays way up and should give Creekside really good field position. I'd say SEC referees, but they haven't blown enough calls tonight, so it can't possibly be them. Fourth and 37, there's the punt. It's a little bit of a low one. It's going to hit the ground, takes a Creekside bounce. Sounds like a wedge shot.
This is a big moment for Creekside right now. This is huge. You know, you've had all the turnovers. You've had your quarterback go out. You come out, first drive of the second half, put points on the board, and do it the way you want to do it. You know, running the ball, getting to the outside, having your team work together to get the ball down there. It's exactly the way you want to do it. You got the same field position you started with the last drive. This is great for Creekside.
And another unforced error by Mays will tack on to what was already pretty good field position. That's going to bring it up across the 40-yard line. Well, they're going to talk about it now. And while they discuss that, we'll thank the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop located in Noonan, serving the best fried seafood, onion rings, and much more. And they always have something going on over there. Check their calendar. It's pretty impressive, actually. As we continue to have a discussion down there. I want to remind you tonight's game is available in HD on the brand new Southland Sports TV Roku app. Visit the App Store on your Roku Smart TV and download the Southland Sports TV app tonight. And it looks like we finally got it sorted out. Maybe we've got it sorted out. Yeah, here we go. We're going to mark it off now. Wow, what a big 15-yarder. Brings it across the 50-yard line all the way down to the 48 of Mays. So short field now for this is the opposite story of what we had in the second quarter. Although Mays has had pretty decent field position, but the Creekside defense really rising to the occasion.
Creekside not having to work out of its own end zone for once is a breath of fresh air for them, I'm sure.
No doubt. Lawrence, the sophomore in release of the injured Aaron Penny, handed the tailback. Nice delayed run as he paused. Only got a couple yards out of it. If that, he may have actually only gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but he was lucky to not lose some yardage off of that. Some substitutions coming in for the Seminoles. They're now taking their turn burning some clock. It's going to hand it right up the middle. What a nice run. They just keep pounding Malone, and he looks as fresh as when the game started. Stands back in. Yeah, going to hand him Malone again. Going to try and break it outside. Good penetration from Mays and dragged down from behind. Nice play there for the loss.
Amari Drake's been making plays all night. You know, Malone trying to get to the outside. Drake, who got an interception earlier, he's been all over the place doing stuff for Mays.
Of course, they lost their starting strong safety on a targeting call right there before halftime. Damon Pikes getting ejected from the ball game. So that'll bring on the Creekside punter.
And this is a huge victory for Mays. This is big for them. They want to put Creekside's defense back out on the field. This is what they want.
There's an end-over-end punt coming down and going out of bounds about the 24-yard line. We'll see where they end up marking it. Looks like they're going to mark them at the 23.
That's a huge victory again. I just can't say it enough for Mays. Giving them great field position with the kickoff, then giving the tacking on the 15 and not giving a thing is big stuff from them.
That it is. They needed it badly. His momentum had definitely swung to the home team. Drew Banks getting back in there. He's going to hand it to right up the middle he comes. He's got plenty of running room, and he's off to the races, and I don't think anybody's catching him. Touchdown, Mays. And that's a heck of an answer.
Look at the replay. His name is Tyree Nelson, and he can go. Finds the hole. Nobody can touch him. And you just knew at some point this Creekside defense, which had spent the whole night practically on the field, finally gets gashed and gets burned.
You can always tell when that running back's put it in that final gear, when that head's got that little tilt back. He's just rolling.
Tyree Nelson is no stranger to 150 yards a game.
And I tell you what, this is a big extra point here. They've had no problems with the first two. There's a snap high, snap handle. And that kick is up and good. Makes it a 9-point ball game, 21-12. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more of Southland Sports TV's Midwest Georgia Game of the Week in just a moment.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
And welcome back to Creekside High School. It is your new score, 21-12. Mays with the lead. And 2:36 to go here in the third quarter. There's a kick. That one's going to come down to be returnable from inside the 10 back up to the 20 to 25 and coming down around the 30-yard line. We'll see where they marked him right there at the 30. So we'll see what kind of answer the Seminoles have. That is a big extra point, that 9-point lead.
You know, you don't want to act like Creekside's in do or die mode right now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the third, but you do feel like this is a big drive for them. They need to get these points back.
Yeah, they definitely need an answer.
A nice 5-10 minute drive from them with points is exactly what the doctor ordered for them, not putting their defense right back on the field.
We'll see what they do here as Smith checks back in. Lawrence in the shotgun. Gonna hand it off to Malone. Malone cutting back up inside, second effort. Got a couple yards off of it, but good defense out of Mays. See the coaching staff all fired up over there on the sideline. And that's the thing, if you can score here, great. If not, then the clock starts becoming a bit of an issue.
You've got to make the run plays work for you. I mean, you really have to. You got to make Malone be able to get into places where he is the most effective. And I don't know if that's right up the middle right now. I think going on the outside, having your wide receivers help set the edge, tight ends come up, help block. I think that's where Malone works the best.
Well, we've seen some good blocking out of the Creekside wide receivers tonight. And they're going to dump it off their back. Almost the fifth turnover of the night. Almost. I don't think you're going to get that one, young man.
That's disaster avoided right now.
Oh, no kidding. Drake almost got him another one.
Off the back foot.
Yeah, just didn't set the
behind
feet.
him.
I don't think that would have gone for anything. Anyhow, Drake pretty well had that one sniffed out.
Yeah. Omari Drake's been all over the place tonight. He on May's side, Frank's on his.
Got that big 3rd and 7 coming up here now. And we're going to have a timeout. Creekside, we'll take it with them. We'll be back with more in just a moment here on Southland Sports TV. We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like H.J. Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none. Welcome back to Creekside High School as you have a 3rd and 7 for the Seminoles on their own 34-yard line. Trailing by 9 with 1:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And going to hand it Malone up the middle. And he's got the first down and more, about a 10-yard run for Malone.
That's huge for Creekside.
It is, and that was right up where they haven't been productive, right up the middle. And they'll bring up a first down on their own 44-yard line. And a little quick hitter. They come to the near side. He's got room around the corner. He's going to be pulled out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him. They're going to mark him at the Mays 44-yard line. There's a flag down. It's going to be holding on Creekside. That is a painful penalty right there.
Creekside getting everybody involved. Frank's on playing both sides of the ball right now. They want everyone involved.
Tri-Cities was hanging in there with Douglas County at the half. It was 14-0. It's 44-6 now in the 4th quarter as the
And you just see here again Malone just being able to turn up in the middle.
And there's
Go back to
Smith,
Trenton.
cuts it right back up inside. Nice cut back inside. He'll get a little bit of yardage back. And we got an injured player down on the field. As we'll come over and check on Hardy, I believe is the one that's down. Clayton Hardy, defensive tackle. Check a couple more scores for you as they tend to him. Alexander all over Hughes, 57-30. That's the 4th quarter score. New Manchester trails South Paulding, who's looking to remain undefeated and keep pace with the winner of this ballgame, 28-7. South Paulding in the lead. As they help him off, he got a little bit of a hand from the crowd. Couple scores from over on Stream City Radio. East Coweta up on top of Wheeler, 49-14. That's a 4th quarter score. And Noonan blanking Campbell in the 4th quarter, 34-0. That could set up a big showdown next week right here on Southland Sports TV as Westlake will be headed down to Drake Stadium to take on Noonan. Westlake up on top of Pebblebrook, 45-14. McEachern leads Marietta in a big showdown in Region 3 7A, 14-6. That's for that top spot. Down in South Georgia, a big game. Colquitt County leads Camden County 20-17. And Lowndes shut out Tiff County tonight 28-0. Dropping back, looking to go deep down the sideline, and going to be incomplete. We do have a flag down again. Shocker. Oh, that may just be a towel. I think it's a towel.
Just overthrowing Trenton there.
You know, just a little bit of contact kind of slowed him down a half step. Might have been the difference, but that's just good defense.
What's the old saying? You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Exactly. 3rd and 14 now. And we'll see how they want to attack it here with Lawrence, the sophomore in relief of Penny. Going to drop back, looking to go long, and a little contact, but no flags. There shouldn't have been. It was just overthrown. And that'll set up a 4th down. They'll have to punt it away. With 42.7 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. And there was a penalty on Creekside. That will be declined. Yeah, it was a holding call on Creekside. And they declined it, and they'll get it kicked back to Will Mays. Pinion comes in. Fourth and 14 from their own 40-yard line. Not that desperate just yet. High snap, he handles it, gets rid of it easily. No rush coming, and he catches. Oh, what a big hit coming across there. It's not quite a clothesline, but man,
it's
close.
about as close as you can get.
You'll feel that one tomorrow, I can promise you that, as Chris Smith comes across and just.
That's a call for ibuprofen.
Yeah,
right
no kidding. Wow, makes me hurt all the way up here. So Drew Banks checks back in with 34 seconds to go in a 9-point lead here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, if you're Mays, it's just easy now. You just do what you do best, run the ball.
Creekside's got to get him off the field here. Hand to the tailback. He's going to take it outside. He's got the corner, and one man missed. He pulled away from another one, and he's going to have a 1st down and more. Couple more runs like that, and Creekside's going to be in big trouble. Had a couple opportunities to get him.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they missed tackles, offensive line running forward, moving with the run. Great execution, wide receivers blocking, chew clock. That's football 101.
Of course, Mays chewing it up. They're going to let the clock expire here in the 3rd quarter. That'll do it for us in the 3rd. Your score, 21-12. Mays in the lead and with the ball. We'll be back with more on Southland Sports TV, Midwest Georgia Game of the Week in just a moment.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
You guys need some help?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man. What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
For details, contact Wayne Crook at the Wayne Crook Agency. Call 678-202-3375 or stop by 3150 Gulf Ridge Boulevard, Suite 201 today. And welcome back to Creekside High School as we get ready to get underway here in the 4th quarter. 21-12, Mays with the lead and the ball. And a 1st down on the Creekside 45-yard line. I'll tell you what, they get more than a field goal, and Creekside's going to be in big trouble.
And that's not hard for Mays to do right now. Mays knows what to do in these situations. They score in games late. They know how to close out games.
And that's going to be a free 5, I do believe. We'll see which way they call it. Calling procedure. It must have been guard moved.
I've been waiting to call Tyson Mayhew's name all night. I'm glad to see him rushing, creating stuff like that.
Well, that's part of the reason the linebackers have been a little bit free. He occupies a lot of those big bodies inside.
He takes up a lot of space. He's a lot to handle.
Banks hands the tailback and tripped up in the backfield. Ball's loose. Creekside's got it, and they're going to blow it dead, I do believe. Although, yeah. Let's watch a replay here.
Mays doing what they want to do. Nelson.
Yeah, he's down.
He is down.
That's the right call by the officials. Though the home crowd's not going to like it. They can't see the replay unless they're watching us on their iPhones. See, that's the advantage of watching even when you're in the stadium. You get the replays. But it will cost them a few yards, 2nd and 15. Maybe a long 14, depends on how you want to look at it. And gonna try and go over the top, miscommunication there. Wide receiver broke it inside. He thought he was going long. All of a sudden, now they're in a 3rd and 14. What was a promising drive?
Not sure if I totally agree with the play call there. Not really a reason to get. I mean, as much of a fan of Zaire Thornton as I am, I think relying on running the ball, doing what you've done to get here. But who am I to challenge Coach? I'm calling the game with you, James.
Yeah, there's a reason we're up here and not down there.
That's right.
Gonna roll him out, get him away, and going downfield, almost stretched out and caught it, couldn't quite pull it down. That would have been a spectacular catch by Thornton, but just let him a little too much.
And this is good all the way around. Zaire's got to have that. He knows it.
And we've seen a couple of those tonight that Mays wide receivers probably should have pulled down.
A couple of them by Thornton himself. I mean, he's had a couple of drops here that have been not characteristic.
So Creekside's defense rises to the occasion as they cross the 50-yard line.
And that's a huge victory for Creekside, not letting them take a lot of off the clock.
There's a bad snap, ball gets passed. Nobody rushing though, so he's going to be able to get rid of the ball. It's not a very good punt, but it could have been a lot worse. There was no rush on, so Creekside will get the ball back on the 49-yard line. Almost a punt for nothing. So got about 6 yards on the punt, I do believe. Actually, I take that back. I think they lost yardage on the punt. But all things considered, had there been a rush on that, they probably have the ball somewhere around the 20-yard line. It's the first time all night we hadn't seen garnet jerseys in the backfield.
That's right.
But great field position and plenty of time on the clock now for Creekside. They're going to run it right back up the middle. He's got a little crack and he gets about 6 yards on the run.
That's exactly what Creekside wants to do. This is what they've wanted to do. They want to let Malone run. They want to let their offensive linemen rotate in, make holes, let Malone go. These offensive linemen don't get enough credit as being as athletic they are.
That's the thing. This is a big athletic line for Creekside as well.
There we go.
Nice move right up the middle. Just that little jump step and off he went. And that's going to be another first down for Creekside.
Here goes Creekside again. Offensive line making holes, just easy holes. Not trying to do too much, not trying to score a touchdown every play, just trying to advance.
Back to Malone, back up the middle, and more positive yards as he gets about 6 again.
More of the same. An NFL team that plays in this state could take some notes from what we're seeing here. But, I mean, Malone's just doing that's what he does right there.
Yep. And they fire up the tomahawk chop off to our right, does the band. Go back to Malone. Man grabbed his foot. He's able to maintain his balance. They push him out of bounds.
Good job from Malone just being able to stay up on that. out of bounds, kills the clock. That's really good for Creekside.
Yep, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5, but that might be the biggest thing there is getting out of bounds. There's 9:58 is plenty of time, but it can go away quick when you got two teams that want to run the ball. And by conserving that clock, it allows Creekside to play their style of offense.
Time has gone by really, really fast in this game.
Yep, and there's Malone back up the middle, and he'll have the first down, I believe. Going to be real close. Looks like it's going to be 4th and inches. There goes Malone. He's going to have it. Just didn't need very much on that one.
No, they did not.
It's a good thing he didn't get very much. They're going to hit Malone in the backfield. Might have gone well one too many times there.
That's a big play for Mays right there.
It's the first time I've seen Malone's hands on his hips all night long. Here's that return earlier. Going to drop down, sling one downfield. He's got a man and overthrew him just a little bit as Smith broke wide open. Well, that's one of those. If you're Jones, your eyes got as big as saucers back there. You knew you were beat.
Yeah, I don't want to be too critical of a second-string quarterback who's watched his leader go out tonight, but that when you've got Trenton Smith that far ahead of a defender, that connection, you got to have that, especially in the end zone like that.
So 9:02, a 3rd and 10. You got to figure this is two-play territory.
Definitely.
Plenty of time to throw. Gonna just miss communication there, I'm guessing. That's gonna bring up a 4th and 10.
I mean, if you're Mays at this point, you're sitting there going, anybody but Malone.
Yeah. He has definitely been the workhorse here in the second half. They have to go to the air pressure coming. They pick it up, throw into the end zone, and nobody anywhere in the zip code. And you look, they did a great job. Yeah, Malone picks up the blitzer.
That's good offensive line work right there. That's taking what the defense gives you, overthrowing.
Yeah, I think Lawrence he saw the blitz and that clock, not being the starter, you don't have that clock built in quite as much. He had more time than he thought he had in that situation.
1, 2, 3 turns into 1, 2, 3 real fast.
Right, exactly. So now Mays with an opportunity to salt this thing away if they can put a couple first downs together. In the hand of the tailback, he's going to cut it back, and we got flag, and that smells like holding right there.
Tyree Nelson runs like Le'Veon Bell. That's what's interesting. Gets his hands up, follows his lineman, very patient. That's smart running back play right there. I mean, I know there's a penalty, but it
wasn't on him.
Yeah, he didn't do it. I guarantee you the lineman in front of him did it.
So that'll back him up. Make it a 2nd and 20 from our own 18-yard line. Creekside at 8:45. A turnover sure would help them out here. Mays has taken care of the ball all night long. They're going to run that little around the corner, pulls away from one man. He's off to the races, and that's a backbreaker right there as he breaks it out there for a first down on a.
How many times do we say
20.
Tyree Nelson's name tonight? Not enough. Just again, blocking by the wide receivers in front of him, taking what the defense gives him, letting the offensive line develop holes, develop the hole. You know, there's something to be said for not just creating it, develop, move behind it. That's what Tyree Nelson really does well, especially in this game.
Like you said, Le'Veon Bell type runner. He sets his blockers up, and that's what people don't realize. That running back, by where they go, can help their blockers in front of them. He comes out for a quick blow. They're going to hand it off to his replacement. He cuts it back up inside.
I mean, this is great cutback work. Offensive line got their hands full. This is what Mays wants. Mays doesn't need 20 yards at a time, 8, 6 yards at a time. Kill clock, make Creekside work. Creekside, guys, defensive line is got to be gassed at this point.
And they're going to give that fresh running back Conley a couple carries here, which is probably a good call. Hand it off, he's going to break it up back. Oh, what a hit coming in from a. Wow, the safety just came in and laid the wood to him as Miller came up through there and blasted the running back Conley.
I just said something about Creekside's defense being gassed. Well, I did not account for Terrell Miller.
Wow, what a hit. And there have been some big-time hits in this ball game tonight. That'll set up a 3rd and 2. And you know who's right back in the ball game. Nelson. As the home crowd gets it wound up here. And we got a whistle. And they got another delay of game, and that is a big delay of game right there. 3rd and 2 all of a sudden becomes 3rd and 7.
It's got to be their 4th one tonight.
Yeah, that's.
These are unforced errors. These is stuff you don't need to happen. If I'm Coach Battle at this point, I'm getting frustrated.
And there's no way to know, is it something on the field? Is it coming from a sideline? You just don't know where the breakdown is there. But 4 of them in one ball game is inexcusable. They're going to roll him out, throw down, and he's going to have a first down. What a big catch over there.
Zaire Thornton making up for some drop passes right there. Big catch from him.
There when you had to have him. That is a huge first down for the Raiders.
Zaire Thornton's having a great game. And it's taken him, he's had a great game earlier this season. To see him come back and have another one is really special.
And going to keep it himself this time and get some positive yards out of it. Drew Banks hadn't run very often, but when he's run tonight, he's been very effective.
Very effective. Big guy. You know, I mean, he's got this Cam Newton look about him. You know, when you tackle him, you're making business decisions with Banks. Of course, he's not 6'9", but.
No, it's 6'2", 205. Hand to the tailback, and he's just running hard as if the game just started.
Nelson just continuing to do what he does. I mean, letting the game develop, letting the holes create the holes, run behind. It's not hard.
Under 5 minutes, it's a 3rd and 3. This is a huge one. And Creekside's defense rises to the occasion. It's going to set up about a 4th and 5. He's getting a little chippy out there again. Nope. Can't afford to give up 15 if you're either one of these teams.
Absolutely not. Got to play disciplined football. Got to play smart.
And we'll see what Coach Battle wants to do here. He's going to pull the offense off the field. You can see he thought about it for a minute. But here's probably the wise play, give them that long field. You got a 2-score lead. That's the big thing.
You know, your defense has done so much for
It
you
has.
so far. You don't have, you can let them help you win this game. They're ahead by 9. You know, multiple turnovers from Creekside the first half.
There's a sky high, not too deep, but very effective. Takes a big bounce. Creekside going to take it at the 6-yard line. He's going to get up to about the 12. Hard running there by Miller, but just really no place to go.
Terrell's making some desperate moves to try and get some extra yards. Doing probably more than he needs to.
Just trying to make something happen.
That's right.
4 minutes even to play. Down by 9, they got to have points. They got to have them quick.
Malone screaming, just give me the ball. Let me do it.
And we've seen both of the backs, each team break big long runs tonight.
Both of them can do that. Both of these teams give up the run, and they are able to get yards on the run.
Drop back and throw. He slings it out there a little bit high, intercepted. I think it's turnover number 5, and he may take it to the house. It's going to be a pick 6 as he dives into the end zone and draws the flag for excessive celebration. But at this point, I'm not sure Mays is too worried about that flag, although.
I'm not going to pick on Lawrence after what he's gone through tonight, watching his first-string quarterback go out. But these are throws you just can't make. You got to get this precision down a little bit lower. Can't overthrow your wide receiver like that. And Mays just doing what they've done all night. Get turnovers. And now they're turning points into turnovers. Earlier in the first half, you could say they had all these turnovers, but there were no points coming from them. Now with a pick 6, obviously, you just.
And that pretty much salts it away. 3:51 to go in the ball game. Yeah, that may actually nullify the touchdown at the high school level because the flag was thrown technically before he actually crossed the goal line. Think about it. He went into his flip motion before he crossed the goal line, drew the flag. We'll find out here in just a second.
The refs have to go and discuss the 9,000 new rules that we've gotten this season.
And we'll see which coach blows up first here. Somebody's going to need blood pressure medicine in a minute. Because that's the one thing. As an official, you know every call, somebody thinks you got it wrong.
And we've had an iPad on the field tonight to remind them.
That's exactly it.
So don't say you can't see anything new in high school football, because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that is a new one. Unsportsmanlike, and here's the interception.
Great play.
There was a block in the back prior to the touchdown. So we will not nullify the turnover. So take those points back off the board. And that'll give them 1st and 10 on the Creekside 20.
You don't want to speculate on the emotional state of a football team, but ever since Penny went out, you just feel like a little bit of juice for Creekside.
Yeah, we're waiting on them to. They finally got the scoreboard fixed. They had the wrong score up there. Had not taken the 6 points back off. So 21-12. So hey, Creekside still got a little bit of life here with 3:51 to go. They're going to need a turnover of their own. We have a fight. And that unfortunately does happen from time to time. 3:26 to go, clock ticking, ticking, ticking. And we got a timeout. And
there's a lot of people that think we take football too seriously in the South. I don't know what they're talking about.
Can't imagine, but back on the field where the things we really care about are happening. It is Creekside and Mays in a timeout here. And while they do that, let's check some of those scores from around the area. McEachern did beat Marietta tonight 14-12. It was East Coweta 55-14 winners over Wheeler tonight. Noonan up on top of Campbell 34-0. That is in the fourth quarter. Got to be getting late in that ball game. Westlake Oliver Pebblebrook 45-14. And we're about ready to go back to play. South Paulding did take care of New Manchester tonight 49-21. So they stay undefeated in region play and will be tied with the winner of this ball game. Hand off in right up the middle. He may be in there for a touchdown. Pulls away and threw one man in for the score. Touchdown, Mays. And that one will do it.
We've said his name about 100 times tonight. And here you see it. Tyree Nelson, offensive line. Bivens brothers doing big work. Wide receivers coming up, making blocks. Look at those big legs churning. Can't bring him down. And that's just big boy football right there.
That's that fatigue we talked about earlier. This Creekside defense, with all the turnovers, 5 of them on the night, has been on the field a ton.
Spent a lot of time on the field, especially in the first half.
Kick is up and it's good. And that'll push it to 28-12. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the final 3:17 in just a moment.
As a lifelong Newton Cougar family, the Motlas are proud supporters of high school athletics. Thanks to the Motla family for helping make it possible to view tonight's action. Please don't hesitate to call Van, Jessica, and the Motla Hines team for all your real estate needs. Call them today at 770-376-7778. That's 770-376-7778. From the Motla family to yours, go Cougars.
And welcome back to Creekside High School. It's 28-12 with 3:17 to go in the ball game. And I guess technically it's still a 2-score ball game. They just need two-point conversions with it. There's a kickoff, and that one will be returnable. Taking it to 9-yard line, up to the 20, the 25. Got a little bit of a seam. That closed quickly, though, and he'll be dragged down at the 32 is where they're going to mark him. So 3:08 to go. You need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, an onside kick, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion.
Crazier things have happened.
Yes, that is true. That is true. I can only think of one team in this state that could blow a lead like that. And they don't play high school ball.
No, they don't. They get paid millions and millions of dollars.
Yes, they do. And it is, 3:08 in the ball game. And going to hand to Malone, and he's going to make a man miss. And has a little bit of a seam, almost broke it. Going to be out to a first down at about the 45-yard line.
Story of the game has got to be that Malone was shut down from being able to do really what he wanted to do the majority of the game. Forced him to go inside when he wants to go out.
Big snap, fake to Malone, pressure coming his way, ducks out from under it and then loses his footing. Nice athletic play to get out of it initially, but had more pressure coming his way. As you see him duck under.
Trying to do, give it, hats off to Lawrence. He's trying to make something happen out of nothing. Mays' defense, much more rested than Creekside's, able to collapse on him.
Down to 2:03 to go in the ball game. And we have a delay game, this time on Creekside. 5 yards they could ill afford to give up.
Creekside has not needed to do Mays any more favors tonight than they have already.
I wonder if they got the timeout in time. It is a timeout. And of course, next week we'll be down at Noonan at Drake Stadium as Westlake Lions come in. That'll be a battle for first place down there as the two of them come in undefeated in region play. Both having big-time wins tonight. Of course, East Coweta evens their record at 1-1, and they'll be tied with Wheeler as Campbell and, they'll be tied with Pebblebrook. Campbell and Wheeler both 0-2 in region play. Of course, South Paulding getting the victory over New Manchester tonight. They'll keep pace with Mays. Creekside will slip into a third place tie. There's a throw down the seam and just couldn't hold on to it.
Great pass here from Lawrence. If you got to have that. Finally brings it down. Offensive line gives him protection. Good clean pocket. Got to have it.
That'll bring up 3rd and 15, down to 1:43 to go in the ball game. Douglas County also getting a win tonight, so that's who Creekside will be tied with after this evening. There's a throw down the sideline. That's going to go out of bounds, almost intercepted. Couldn't quite pull it in time. Of course, South Paulding has already beaten Douglas County and Alexander, so that gives them a little bit of a leg up on things.
Add insult to injury, Tyler Malone looks like he's a little nipped up.
Of course, we'll have that big third place showdown here next week as Douglas County comes into town. That will be on Stream City Radio on the Douglas and Fulton County channels as the two of them square off. And one of them will be in danger of potentially missing the playoffs, the loser of that ball game. That's how quickly it can change. Punt's going to come down and take a Creekside bounce and roll down to about the 22-yard line as we're down to 128. And this one is all but over, folks. It's going to be Mays going home with a big road win tonight, 28-12 over Creekside. May not be the final, but we do know that this one, I don't think there's not a lot of ways to make up that kind of deficit in a minute 26 when you don't have the ball.
That's right. And Mays has done it the way they want to do it. They ran the ball the way they want to run the ball. Gotten the passing game involved when they wanted to. Maintain themselves with this Creekside blitz. This Creekside defense is good, folks. This is not a bad defense.
Well, and the reality is this could have been a very different ball game without 5 turnovers. And the reality is the difference in this ball game is Mays took care of the ball, Creekside didn't.
That's right.
And that's what it all boils down to. And, you have 5, you lose the turnover battle by 5, your winning percentage has got to be almost nothing.
Baker Mayfield, Matt Ryan, ask him how their winning percentage goes with interceptions. It's just true.
Yep. You just cannot turn the ball over. And it's been a bunch of them tonight for Creekside, and it has cost them. Didn't cost them as many points because of the strength of that defense.
Yeah, the strength of the defense. They really held up against a Mays offense that in the first half was not able to execute and you know, down the stretch, just was able to close out the way they want to.
There's Snap going to turn it back up inside. And I would not expect him to do anything other than run the ball, and not sure they'll have to snap it again here.
All that's left is the handshaking.
That's it. And Mays escapes with a big 28-12 victory on the road. They'll be tied with South Paulding. That sets up a big matchup coming up between those two teams. And, of course, Creekside with a big matchup of their own next week as they take on Douglas County right here. We'll have that one on our airwaves for you. Of course, we'll have the Westlake Noonan game on Southland Sports TV. East Coweta will be back home. We'll have that one on air for you as well. And full lineup next week on Southland Sports. And that will do it for us for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, my friends. We'll have Noonan Westlake next Friday night.